All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible weekend. Good morning, Peter. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning, Carlos. Well, I just got back from a walk in the woods, and which I can always use. So that was good. A lot of mosquitoes out there, though. It's that time of year in this part of the world.
Yeah, unfortunately. Weather's getting really nice out here. We did some backyard cleaning over the weekend, just kind of getting things ready. Mosquitoes are not out here yet, but they're coming. I could feel it. So and no matter how, it's funny, no matter how much you do to protect your yard, if the neighbors next to you are not doing it, it doesn't matter. So it's So if my neighbors are watching, please take care of your lawn and the mosquitoes out there. All right, friends. Let's get yeah, it is. I spent so much on it. It's like they're still here. All right. Excellent. Let's take a quick look at our economic calendar this morning and what we got going on for today.
Not much happening this morning. Just a couple of Fed speakers. We start with Bostic in just a couple of minutes here. Is going to be speaking, and then Barr speaks at 9. Waller does some sort of introduction at some presentation, and then finish with Jefferson at 10:30. None of those are big market impact speakers. So pretty quiet day. We really have no economic announcements, no data coming out today that I can see. So should be just earnings and then whatever decides to move. So we'll see if we get some volume on this. Well, it's a holiday in parts of the world. At least it's holiday in here in Canada. We typically call it's the Canada 2-4 weekend informally.
What is that? 2-4 weekend?
Well, it's a good question. It's really It's a holiday in May that we call it the May 2-4 because often it happens on the 24th, sometime around the 24th. Officially, it's Victoria Day. Informally, it's the May 2-4 weekend. 2-4 in Canada is also slang for a case of beer. You get 24 cans in a beer, a 2-4.
Oh, so I like that holiday.
So that's sort of what it's called, a May 2-4 weekend. Yeah, in Australia, you'd call it a slab of beer. In the U.S., you'd call it a case, I guess. In Canada, it's a 2-4. So there you go, May 2-4 weekend.
Awesome. All right, so there we have it, friends. We do have
National Patriot. Barracuda, are you Barracuda saying you mean National Patriots Day? Are you from Quebec? Because it's only National Patriots Day in Quebec. It's basically Victoria Day everywhere else. So that's part. Yeah, there you go. So that's one of the great things in Canada. Different provinces will name it different things. But
that is very interesting. That is very interesting.
So Barracuda is from Quebec. There you go. So enjoy la Journée des Patriotes. All right.
Awesome. So I guess happy holiday to our Canadian friends, depending on what you're celebrating, a 12-pack or 24-pack, whatever you're celebrating. Happy holidays to you. Friends, quick look at our gappers list here. We not, again, a little quiet this morning, which is okay. We had such an eventful week that, we've been lucky to have as much action as we've gotten over the last couple of days. This list this morning got some stuff in the green. We'll take a look at what's happening there. And only Lee in the red, down 4%. Again, this thing's been bouncing around a lot up and down, but has not really been trading well. So we'll see how the action is today on the pre-markets. Good volume this morning. We'll see if it can translate to anything. All right, diving right into our gappers list today. We're going to Control A, Control X, get rid of some of the stuff from last week. And let's take a look at the first one here, GTBP. So GTBP this morning. Wow, up 104%. I don't know, it's a $3 stock, but still up 140% this morning. 11.2 million shares traded. So volume is cranking on this one this morning. Pretty dead stock, low flow, really low flow, guys. 1.2 is what I'm seeing here. Peter, any news driving it, or are we just memeing or something?
$4 million market cap with only 1 million shares traded and a $3 price, like you said, or at least it was $3 at the close yesterday or Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had earnings last week, but why today then? Because earnings last week didn't seem to have an impact. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Trying to look up my different sources here for news to see if I can see what's going on. It's feels like this is a biopharma, which usually means they had some sort of drug announcement, right? That's usually what happens. But I
Yeah.
honestly don't see one for this. So if somebody else has found the news that I haven't, let me know. But I don't see any analyst upgrades. No, and I don't see any other news. So I don't know why it's moving, but I still don't like it.
Yeah. It's even worse when you don't know why it's moving. Even scarier. So be very careful with this one, guys. It is, it's a risky stock of the day so far. So I'm going to put it on here. GTBP. We'll put it on deck again in play for whatever the news might be, but be very, very cautious of this. Hard to borrow, so you cannot short it. Typically the case with these lower flow stocks. MTC is next on the list. They're up 40%, 485,000 shares traded. Also hard to borrow. This is even scarier because it has less volume and it has gone from $8 all the way to 16, back down to 10 with only 487,000 shares traded. So this is not even in play, guys. Be very, very careful. This is actually very scary to look at. The float on this one, actually 198 million. Do I have that right? We got to confirm that. So 198 million. So much larger float. Moving like this is typically not what we see.
Yeah, that's what I see. A much larger company, $1.4 billion market cap. It's a software company, Tech, Tech, out of Hong Kong. Once again, I don't see the news that's moving this here. They had 2 weeks ago. They announced a pause on some financing activities, unless those have restarted or something. I don't see the news. So being that it's out of Hong Kong, it's possible this is dual traded. I don't know that for sure, but once again, if I don't know the news, I certainly don't like it, because I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah, we'll skip on this one as well. So again, and the volume is so light, got to be very, very careful on something that can move like that. A couple of $5-10 candles, it's just insane. All right, OSC this morning. Did I get that right? No, OSG. Excuse me. OSG is the ticker, and this looks horrible. So quick, immediate garbage can for this for this ticker that we're looking at here. So it almost looks like a buyout here. Up 22%, 984,000.
So this is a buyout. Remember last week we did have some shipping earnings from some of those shipping companies. In this case, it looks like a buyout. They're going to be bought out at about, you could probably, Carlos, what price do you think they're going to be bought out
at? I don't know, 842.
Well, it's usually pick an even number just above that.
Oh, it's going to be 850 then.
850, exactly.
Yeah.
Purchase price of 850 by Salt Chuck Resources. It's a $950 million estimated value. So, so this is a buyout, which doesn't usually yield good trading opportunities.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Not great trading there. Heading back to our list here, man, no luck this morning on our gappers list, and it's not getting any better. You can see right through this.
Feels like it's on the list just because of the Canadian holiday, eh?
I see where you went there. Yeah, I see where you went there. All right, let's give Peter a big old thumbs up for the dad joke of the day.
It fits so well.
Yeah. Perfect. This is not in play. I mean, it just looks horrible. So our gappers list so far, guys, not starting on the right side of things. Peter, anything to discuss on this one, or should we just move on?
Not really. I mean, they did have earnings that they increased their revenue on the last earnings report, so they had a good quarter. But this is the joke is better than the actual news. So
it sure is. All right, let's move down to the next one here, friends. It's going to be XPEV. So XPEV is on the list here. Lee's on the other side of the list for some reason, but XPEV is up 3.7, 456, and again, not really much going on. We see XPEF do this a lot. It's starting to look more like a foreign ticker, right? Where it's gapping up and down every single day, but not really getting a whole lot of volume. That's what a lot of our foreign tickers do. In the past, it didn't do that, Peter, right? We used to trade this at least somewhat decent. Anything happening or just regular market movement?
Oh, you're going to love this, Carlos. I love the news. Let me read the headline. Chinese EV maker Xpeng claims it will sell flying cars by 2026.
2026.
You know, that's my favorite news.
Mm.
As soon as we get the flying cars out there, that's always seems like a recipe for disaster. But yeah, finally, Jonathan. I know the Jetsons promised me flying cars. Haven't seen them yet. XPEV is going to make good on that. As I keep saying, yeah, exactly. Rev free. What could possibly go wrong? I am not going to be one of the first customers in a flying car. I can just tell you that now. When the first one of these falls from the sky, I will not be in it, guaranteed. So someone else can go have some fun with that. You know, I'll let it test itself out for a couple of years at least. Then by all means, if it works out, fine. But you know, beta trialing, you know, guinea pigging, that no way, man. Someone else can do it. So, however, we're all we're worried about is the news and the impact. XPEV, you know, I guess if people are excited about flying cars, then off they go. Now, maybe it could also be that this is just a little bit of good news compared to LI, that did not have good news. We'll talk about that because it's the only thing on the gap down, but they did have earnings on the other side. So it could be that this is just a teeter-totter effect, right? When competitor goes down and they put out a little good news, everybody's like, well, XPEV must be, you know, going to take over the market. I don't know if flying cars is the way to take over that market. Again, it's going to be all good until that first incident occurs, and I'm just convinced there will be one or more. But anyways, and you know what, the sad thing is, you know, almost a 90% chance that when like the terrible thing happens that hits the news that drags the company down from the flying cars, it probably won't be the car's fault. It's going to be some sort of user error. Usually is.
It usually is. I don't know, man. This is the news is fun and interesting. I can't see that happening anytime soon. 2 years? I mean, no.
Well, they said they're going to sell them. What they haven't said in their press release is to who exactly, and where will they be authorized to fly? I mean, sure, there's some like, you know, billionaire somewhere that's going to buy one and use it as a toy on their 1,000-acre ranch, but you know, like, are we going to be seeing people commuting to work in them? That feels like a stretch.
Way.
You know what? There's always some city, some municipality that's willing to authorize this to sort of be first on it. So I don't know. I mean,
I could see Canada doing well with this, right? They got tons of space out there. You know that they got a lot of land. You know, but yeah, you're gonna fly into Midtown Manhattan. Okay, with 3 major airports are in the way.
Oh my God, can you imagine like that?
No way.
That sounds
great news, fun, but yeah, good luck. All right, so that is XPEV, and then the last one on this gap up list, which has not, I mean, again, not has given us anything to really put on our list, on our main list this morning, is going to be Paramount. So Paramount up 2.5. These guys have been going just back and forth. They're trying to get purchased, right? And just a couple of offers have been made, or people are looking into it. Anything firm? Well, obviously, probably not, because it would be a lot more volume than this if there was something firm out there.
Well, Paramount is one of the stocks that. Well, what's interesting is that Warren Buffett, or Berkshire Hathaway, I suppose, really sold their stake in Paramount. And as we can see, you know, that happened. When did that happen? I think it's happened over the last 2 weeks or so. And we can see how it's been sort of moving down through that. I think we're just getting a little bit of a bounce play, because there's really not a lot of, you know, good news. I don't see any good news here happening on Paramount. They have been searching for a suitor, as far as I can tell. Haven't seen any positive news about that they've, you know, found somebody to sort of buy them out or give a lot of you know, sort of cash influx. But I don't know. Are you Paramount is not even something that, or Paramount Plus? What is it called? That's their streaming service, right? Paramount Plus.
Yeah. I might have it. I don't know. There's so much stuff bundled up. Like,
you don't even know.
I know I have Disney, right? The kids. I have Disney. I have Netflix. I have a bunch of stuff. Way too many. And Paramount might be tied into my phone bill, my cell phone bill, right? Where they give you these perks. I don't watch it, obviously, but I might be paying for it, which is a problem. But yeah, there it is. I don't know what to think about this one, so not gonna be on my list. I don't like it as much. We'll keep it off the list for now.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there could be news in the background. We have to remember that, like I said, the rumor was that they were seeking to be bought out, and we were told that there was some backroom deal by Sony and somebody else. I should look it up. Apollo Global and Sony. I don't know
Hmm.
who Apollo Global is, to be honest. But anyways,
Yeah.
apparently they were looking at potentially putting in an offer, but we haven't sort of seen that come to fruition that I'm aware of, or at least there doesn't seem to be a lot of news on it. So if they do get an offer, then this thing is going to shoot up, especially if the offer is at a premium. The speculation was that if there was an offer, it would come in somewhere around the $20 to $22 a share, which is obviously quite a premium over the current price. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. But again, the Paramount's sort of a wait and see. It feels like one that you sort of just want the scanners to pick up for you, right? If it starts to jump at some point in time, someone will either tell you if you're in a chat room or a community like Bearable Traders, or you'll see it on the scanners.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. I don't like it as much. I agree with the scanners. Wait for it to get there. We kind of spoke about Lee. Anything else we need to cover on it, right? So this is on the list this morning, Peter. You mentioned
So
earnings on it.
yeah, so I did mention earnings, didn't give any details. So they did have earnings earlier this morning. They not only had a relatively poor quarter, certainly missed on revenue, were close on the bottom line earnings, but the big thing that hits them is that they guided lower. So as soon as you direct lower guidance, they're actually doing fairly well considering that they called off their guidance. Usually you see a much bigger drop than what we are seeing on LI this morning, because it's only down. Where is it on my list here?
Yeah, down 5.5% only
Thank you.
this morning.
Why is it not on my list? Anyways, this is weird. Yeah, 5.5%, which normally I would expect, more, like a bigger decline. So, oh no,
Yeah.
what have I done? So, anyways. Yeah, so that's the news on the earnings front. Lee, like Neo and even XPev, I've struggled to trade them. I've watched them off and on for months and months now, and frankly, they never really do anything interesting. So, despite earnings today, I don't have a lot of hope for Lee. I hate to say it, but it's
Yeah.
how I feel.
I'm gonna add it just because I like the volume on it, and they actually have a catalyst. So maybe today will be the day. But I agree, it has let us
Maybe.
down so many times that
Yep.
my
I mean,
my
look,
my
we don't have a
expectations are
lot
not that
other
high.
stuff on the list, so why not, right?
Yeah, it's true. The list very light this morning. Oh wow! So out of this gappers list today, friends, we only came out with Lee and a GTBP, which is actually a risky stock that we're advising to be very cautious with on that one. Not a whole lot on this list. Peter, anything else that maybe we didn't cover on the gap up and gap down that has news or earnings that we should
Well,
look
I
at?
mean, from earnings, there are a couple of companies with earnings, but nothing that trades very heavily. Wix.com, WIX, did have earnings this morning. Beat their numbers. They don't typically trade a big volume. So that was
What is it? W
IX.
I X. Okay.
There you go, Wix.com. Anyways, so that's that. I'm trying to look for other things that we might trade. I mean, really, frankly, they're all such small companies. They're not stuff that we normally watch, which means that I need to default back to the stuff that we typically take a look at. So Tesla, one of the ones always top of the list. News over the weekend. There's always news on Tesla. A bunch of news over the weekend, both good and bad. They're talking about building a battery plant in Indonesia with a bunch of positive incentives coming from the Indonesian government. They made their 3 millionth car in California over the weekend. Officially, I guess, announced the production of that. Elon's been talking a little bit over social media, but nothing of note, really. Speaking of
Yeah.
Elon, whatever happened to that fight that was supposed to happen between him and Zuckerberg? Did they?
Yeah,
He
that
just
fell apart. Yeah,
he
he
backed out of that, didn't he?
of course he want no piece of. Have you seen what Mark Zuckerberg and his karate and nah, guy's in full shape.
He was
It
out
would have been
forging
yeah,
swords with a samurai in Japan, and yeah, I think
yeah. He
it
had no
wouldn't have been
shot.
pretty, but it would have been entertaining. But yeah, I think maybe they realized it was beneath them. So
Yeah.
I don't
What
know.
we have not talked about this on the show, and I've been preventing to bring it up. But the Tyson fight, how about that? I mean, that is just. I wonder how real this is, or how much entertainment is involved in this Tyson fight with. Oh, is it Jake, the guy Jake, whatever? So, I mean, I don't know, but we'll have to see how that plays out, man. It's going up against a 50-year-old, right? It's interesting. So we'll see,
Mm.
we'll see. Cash grab for both. Yeah, Indy, it's getting a lot of publicity. I think that's what it is. But yeah, it's just fun. It's entertainment. All right, friends, that is what we have. So we talked about Tesla. I'm going to add that on here. Tesla, and we talked about AMD. So we'll put AMD on here. Usual suspects.
AMD's always on my list.
Yeah,
Maybe the other one that had been moving fairly well last week. I still Amazon. Well, the other two, Amazon and Meta, both Magnificent Seven type stocks that we're seeing a little bit of movement through the latter part of last week. So both
yeah,
from a daily chart, if they can break out of these ranges that they're in,
yeah,
have opportunity. We're sitting in this zone that was sort of a blank zone from back in April, but we've been hanging out in it for a while. Pretty narrow range. So again, if we can break out on Meta, that would be good. Pretty much same thing on Amazon. It's sort of like you just got to wait and see what moves. It's fairly quiet this morning, so
it is. It is quiet. I'm going to add Meta to a secondary, as well as Amazon here. And let's see what our chat likes this morning. So we'll go over to you guys. We'll start here in our chat room.
what
Let's take a look at, yeah, one
what's
more,
going
Peter.
on with the meme stocks? I didn't even look at those
I
this
think
morning. How
party's
about a good
over.
old GME?
I think party's over, right? I mean, this is going back down to where it
Well,
came
yeah.
from.
I mean, it's hanging out at 22, which is obviously above the price that this excitement started at. What are we? We're looking at 3.3 million shares, so it's still getting a little volume, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How about
Uh,
AMC? AMC, 3 million shares this
AMC.
morning. Yeah, this chart looks similar though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's scary at this point. You do have shares for sure. I think on both, not a lot. 90,000 in AMC, 3 million this morning so far. And if we look at GME,
Whoa.
um, what do we have
What
here?
what is this craziness?
Which one?
Ralph just mentioned FFIE. I remember somebody mentioning this on Thursday when I was trading. Faraday Future Intelligent Electric. It's an
101
auto
million shares
manufacturer.
traded.
A
I'm gonna look this
hundred
up.
million shares. What the?
I have no idea what this is. Future Intelligent Electric engages in design, development, manufacturing, engineering, sales, and distribution, electric vehicles. Okay, not sure what. Yeah, doesn't
How
tell
has
me
this
much,
been
but
trading? It's been trading close to 1 billion shares a day over the last week.
yeah, you can see that right on there. That is any news? Do I see any news on
I
this?
don't. I don't even know what this is. I mean, apparently this is a meme stock. Okay. I
Oh,
mean,
it
clearly
is. Yeah,
to trade 1 billion shares of on a $2 stock, or I mean, look at the craziness. What this thing started at a price of 4 cents. So
yeah, yeah.
four
That
cents.
is. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is wild, man.
Uh,
Uh,
I don't. Yeah, I don't even know what to do with this one, to be honest. This is definitely not the type of stock that I would like to trade. I mean, I can see where there was some fun in it, especially with so much volume. But I mean, every penny is like a heart attack because
yeah,
it's such a
and
low price
there's
stock. I don't know.
yeah. And looking at
Yeah.
tradeterminal.com, there's just no data, no analyst, no nothing. This is be careful with that. Yeah, so I'm not gonna add it to my list. That's gambling right there. I'm not into that when it comes to trading. So we'll leave it alone. High-end electric vehicle, up or down. Yeah, either way, this is something that you got to be very cautious with. So all right, what else, friends? What else we like here? Looking in our chat room as well, we have MU. A couple of you guys throwing MU out, saying there's some volume there. No volume, but it is up 2.2% this morning after a drop on Friday. So just kind of recovering from Friday's drop here. Not a whole lot really going on right now. Again, pretty quiet. Can you watch MU? Absolutely. I'm gonna probably watch AMD, and I know Nvidia could be fun leading up to their earnings. Wednesday, I believe, is their earnings. So that could be fun leading up to that. Let's go check in tradingterminal.com. You can check right on here on calendar,
Wednesday. Yeah.
and we can see Wednesday. And yeah, Nvidia on Wednesday. So Wednesday evening. That should be fun. Let's see if they can deliver again like they did last time, Peter. I mean, it's been just up and up for them on every earnings that they report. Can they do it again here? Will be interesting. So
We'll
um
see.
we'll see how that goes. So I'll add Nvidia to the list here just because it could be fun leading up to their earnings. But again, pretty quiet as well, not really gapping up or down much, and very light volume compared to what we've been seeing after the drop on Friday. Almost trying to get to that all-time highs before Friday there. Upgraded for MU. Oh, MU got an upgrade. That's what it was. Okay. Again, not doing a whole lot for them now. We'll have to wait for the market open, see how the volume comes in. But at the moment, pretty quiet. Uh, take a look at our chat. MU CCL is popping.
This is one of those upgrades that annoy me.
Which one?
MU, sorry, got an
Yeah.
upgrade by Morgan Stanley. They raised their price target from $98 to $130. Well, that that doesn't look like brilliant analysis to me.
Yeah.
So your price target was like below the price for the last 2 months, and now you put the price basically right into where the price action is now. That's very helpful for an investor.
I think this market now, right? Maybe 10 years ago that would have worked, or even before that. But now this market is so volatile that there's no time to review, I guess. I guess it's just behind on everything, right? Yeah, look at it here. So yeah, that does not help us, that's for sure. All right, so there it is on MU. Again, pretty quiet as far as volume. I don't see a lot of movement happening there. And we were looking at CCL, had a little gap up this morning. So we're getting up 2.7. Little volume, though, only 369,000. I'm not seeing any major movement. Not sure there's any major news on it. Usually when they have something that's really popping, you're going to get great volume. And I don't see that on MU. I'm sorry, on the CCL. So looking at the trading terminal right now on CCL, do we have any news maybe that could be exciting today for them?
I don't see any news on Carnival.
Yeah.
Norwegian Cruise Lines did raise their profit target, so they raised their guidance. So this could be a sympathy play, because if they figure if Norwegian's going to be doing better, Carnival could be as well, and they tend to trade more volume. But that's all I really see this morning.
Yeah, it just doesn't look explosive. I mean, we're used to seeing these stocks really take off, and we're not seeing that right now with this news or volatility they're getting here. So they're nice range on NCLH, right? So just gotta wait for the market open to see, do we like to break out of here, right? 1627. So I like that support base we have going on here, which just kind of been ping pong back and forth. So maybe something can happen here. You know what? Might be a good possible. It's just got to get the volume. The daily does look really good for a possible bounce here if it has positive news. We just need to see the volume come in here. So market open, we'll see what happens. There's a few tickers, right? We always talk about Peter, this New York Stock Exchange tickers, right? They tend not to get great volume at the market open. CCL and NCLH are not one of them, right? They actually can trade heavy pre-market volume. We've seen it all the time, especially with news. They fall more on that New York Nasdaq exchange, right? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see at the market open. Kevin D, my good buddy's giving us Google. Let's take a look at what's happening with Google today. Yeah, again, just pretty quiet. Nice run last week on a lot of tech companies. And again, overall, if you look at the market, just slamming on the all-time highs there last week. So that's been a lot of fun. Just a slow Monday. So really, really slow Monday right now. So we get things going for into this week. Let's take a few more over here on a YouTube. Roddy, you're giving us ELDN. What is this? No volume. No volume whatsoever on this thing. So if you like it, you have to wait for the market open on this one. But again, they barely trade any volume. So depending on your strategy, right? My strategy would never work on something like this. This is actually the market open on Friday, right? I mean, that is this price action. There's no way to track that or predict what's happening next. You're not going to get any help from level 2. That is just pretty bad for my trading. But look, it did move. It moved what? 50 cents. So, it all depends on how you trade. CFCF, yes, that is a no for me. Absolutely. All right, friends, let's do this. Let's get to our announcements for our community. So head over to bearwithtraders.com. You can always find out what's happening there for the next 2 weeks. Click on webinars. And tonight, starting Monday, is onboarding class. So Peter will take you through what's happening.
Yeah. Carlos says we start with the onboarding class every Monday. It's a great opportunity to get familiar with the community, or if you've been in the community for a while, get reacquainted with some of the services, or if you just have questions, go there and ask them. That's at 8 o'clock on Mondays in the onboarding room. Carlos leads that session, and it's always a great Q&A. So hopefully you'll join Carlos there this evening. Tuesdays, we talk strategy and trade book. And this coming Tuesday, Avi is going to be with us. Now, remember, I've been mentioning this. It's an earlier time. So this happens tomorrow at 11 a.m. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. is when Avi's doing his session. Yes, that's during market hours. So just keep that in mind. He's going to talk about how to leverage your own personal nature for day trading. So rather than fighting it, how do you leverage it to enhance your day trading? And obviously, going to want to talk about this because he's got a fairly unique trading style, but he incorporated trading into his life and made it work for him rather than fighting against the market. So worth attending that at 11 o'clock. And then next week, Eamon back at an early time here as well. Eamon also in a different part of the world. So that's going to be at 5 o'clock. So we got 2 weeks in a row. We're doing different times. 11 this week. Next week on May the 28th, it'll be at 5 o'clock, where Eamon's going to talk about developing an ABCD trade book. So hopefully you'll join us for both of those sessions. On Wednesday, the question in the room, I can't even say your name, Dalzuma. Anyways, if you can't join at the time, yes, they're all recorded. And if you're an elite member, you can always get those recordings in the education center. So they're always recorded and then available for elite members after the fact. So yeah, don't worry if you can't attend live. Always better if you can, because you can ask questions. But if you can't, we get it. People live and work in different time zones. So that's why we record them for you. All right. Wednesdays, like I was mentioning, Psychology Day. Randy Howell's going to be with us this week on May the 22nd at 8 o'clock, talking about how to set your trading psychology goals. And then next week, Mike and Eamon are teaming up to do a session. It's going to be Eamon 2 days in a row. Once again, early session with Eamon on at 5 o'clock next Wednesday, May the 29th. So it'll be Eamon at 5 on Tuesday, Eamon at 5 on Wednesday. But he's going to be with Mike on the Wednesday, talking about how to set your trading mindset. Thursdays, we then move to our mentorship series, which we have now 4 mentorship sessions on Thursdays. They are at 11, 2, 4, and 8 o'clock. So hopefully you'll put those in your calendar and attend the mentorship sessions. Great chance to get questions answered and join our experts and sort of pick their brains. So keep those in mind. If you want information on the markets, tradingterminal.com that sponsors this event or this show in the morning is a great place to go. It's always available. It gives you information. Somebody was mentioning that they couldn't log into Trading Terminal. I tried it several times, had no problems on my side. So not sure what the issue they were experiencing, probably with their internet service provider. Trading Terminal looks solid this morning. It gives you the calendar of events, which gives you the economic news, the upcoming earnings. Of course, we've got the scanner and the replay mode. The scanners give you, by the way, the information that you can not only use pre-market that we use to figure out what the gappers are, even though it's pretty late this morning, but you can use it once the market opens. And maybe even more useful, it gives you turbo breakouts, it gives you high of day breaks. There's a bunch of preset scanners, or you can actually design your own. So use it to set it up any way you like. You can see this is a custom screen that Carlos has set up, that he can move anything anywhere and set it up with a bunch of different widgets in there and things that he can configure. There's one right out of the box. I don't know if you have that available, Carlos, where right out of the box, there's a whole bunch of just market scanners that are available. Most of them aren't working now because they only kick in at 9:30 when the market opens. There you go. There's sort of like the default view where you can see you've got extreme range, reversals, turbo breakouts, break a high a day, all sorts of stuff we've pre-configured to give you an idea of the type of information you can get. So it's very, very powerful. So check out tradingterminal.com. And if you want to join us here in the chat room at Bearable Traders, we'd love to have you. You can use any one of our membership options. We've got the intro offer. We've got the basic and elite monthly packages, or the elite annual, which at the moment is still on sale, 50% off. Use the code 100K to get 50% off that deal. It gives you a great deal on our annual membership. We're celebrating having crossed that threshold. I mean, I can't believe it. We crossed that threshold just maybe a week and a half ago, and look at us now. We're at 171,000 subscribers, so growing fast, right? It's stunning for us, and we love it. We love it. We actually set what we thought was a big goal, getting to 200,000 by the end of the year, and it's trending well. So thank you to everybody who's out there. Thank you to everybody that's watching, by the way. Hey, give us a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe to the channel if this is helpful to you and you like what you see. It helps us grow and help others, right, as they get ready for the market. So that's really what we want to do, is help educate the world. Let everybody do the best possible trading that they can. So with that, Carlos, actually, one last thing I want to do. I don't know if he's out there, but I heard that Chris MC might be rejoining the room. Chris MC is a long-term member who's been having some pretty severe health issues over the last little while. We obviously wish him good health and understand that he's on the mend. There's some good news anyways for him. So Chris, if you're out there, maybe just listening in, know that we're thinking of you, buddy. And we've all been sort of wondering how you've been doing, because we haven't heard anything for a while. So it's good to know that you're still. He was here on Friday. Well, I wasn't here Friday, so maybe that's why I missed him. But anyways, if he's listening, know that we're all thinking of you and send our best wishes out there. So good old Chris MC Gonzalo, absolutely. So, all right. Anyways, with that, let's get to setting some levels as we get move towards the open, and we'll get you ready.
All right, absolutely, guys. Yeah, I was thinking about what you mentioned, right? Growing fast, and man, I'm excited to get to 1 million, because that Tesla is
if we can get to 1 million,
awesome. Yeah,
don't forget, and don't worry, we will hold them to it. It's going to happen. If we get to 1 million subscribers, Andrew has promised to give away a Tesla to one of our YouTube members. Yeah. So a little bit of incentive there. He's he was joking about taking on Mr. Beast, but hey, what the heck, right? I mean, got to set the BHAG, right?
Got to start somewhere.
Goal. Why not?
Yeah. So looking forward to that, guys. 1 million subscribers on our channel, and Andrew's giving away a Tesla to you guys, to a random person. So can't wait. All right, guys, our list right now, again, not crazy, not a blockbuster list this morning, but still, we'll see what we can get out of this. Lee looks decent, right? If today's going to be the day they do something, they're setting up pretty good for that. Tesla, light volume, but you always got to watch Tesla. You're going to get something when the market rings here. AMD is my other one to look at today as well. Again, all of them not looking exciting today. NVIDIA, same thing here. It's just lighter volume than what we're used to looking at, and not moving by much. And someone in the room, I think Mena, how you pronounce your name, Agina, mentioned Baba. So actually, I looked at Baba, and I like Baba. They're down 2%. They had a pretty nice run last week, a couple of gap up, gap down, and they look good for today. Maybe even in come back down to reality here a little bit. So I like Baba. So I added to the list there. We'll keep an eye on that one, and we'll do levels for these for right now. So looking pretty good. We'll start with Lee. Lee this morning, low of the pre-market, we're setting it at 23. So that's the pre-market low right there. Looking to the left, we had some support on here before, right to that penny where we're finding the low of the pre-market now. So maybe there might be some support there, or at least a stutter step. Or in the other case, if it's really weak and it breaks down from that, we might see a nice little flush, right? Because the last area of support is being broken. So it can go either way. And man, we have not been down there in quite some time. Here's the dot right here. I know it might be a little bit small on the screen, but we haven't been here. We got to go back all the way to 2 years ago. A year ago. So it's been a while since we've been in this area. Looking back at 2023, early 2023, we have some levels towards the bottom here at 22, 27. We'll mark that down, and we also have over at 21.48. So those two levels looking good there. We'll keep those on deck, and then towards the top, just in case, we have a couple of here that run 23.91. Looks really good. Then you start slamming into your highs and lows for the last two trading days. So I think that's looking pretty nice there. If we somehow decide to get back into the green territory, hit the high of the pre-market, which is at 25.70. Towards the top of that, we do have some really nice level support and resistance. You can see here, resistance, a little bit of support, more resistance. This 26.79 will be real nice there. Heading down to Tesla now, it's kind of stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So I'm going to mark down just the high of the pre-market here. The low of the pre-market pretty much slamming into the previous day close there. So that's already taken care of there for you. Towards the bottom, the highs and lows of the last two trading days. You can see here in the daily, which has been kind of stuck in this range right here. So not really moving a whole lot. If we are able to break out of that towards the top, the next best area, we got a lot of days slamming into this 182.22. So you want to slam one there as well. And then above that, just in case we have a monstrous day, 187.40 will be the next area where we can be getting into here. So there you have it. That is Tesla, my friends, looking okay, not great. AMD, similar situation, nice run last week, kind of a little weak on Friday this week. Usually tends to be right. After you have a nice week of just going up and up and up and up, Fridays tends to be more of a sell-off because, going into the weekend, people made good money over the last couple of days. You don't want to risk it. I get that. This happens quite a bit, actually. And high of the pre-market on is 166.50, 165.11 towards the bottom. Once you mark those two, I don't think you need to add anything else, guys. Keep it nice and simple. Don't make this extra complicated than what it needs to be. You're all set there on AMD. NVIDIA earnings coming up on Wednesday. That will be very, very fun. Can they deliver again? I mean, the last couple of earnings, these guys, these are one of the few companies that are actually making money on AI. Like they're crushing the AI story here. There's some other ones that are just using AI and they have no idea how to even implement AI in their business and make money. These guys are actually leading that front, right? So let's see, can they deliver again, right? They're just nearing their all-time highs here. They're not far from it. What is 970, right? 970-ish, 975 or something. Looking forward to Wednesday, see what that's going to look like. For now, for today, we're just kind of stuck between the highs and lows, very similar to what other tickers are doing. Our highs at 939.86, our lows at 927. And once you mark those two, again, just keep it nice and simple. There's not much for you to do there. Here is Baba towards the top, highs and lows of the last two trading days. We'll mark the high of the pre-market over at 87.96, so we'll slam one there. And then towards the bottom, in case we lose this pre-market low, which right now is pretty much set to the low from Friday right there. So you see a lot of the resistance support happening there is good. If we were to break down from that, we're looking at 85 is a good level. We'll slam one there. And if I go to the left here, to the left, we do have, right in here, a lot of days slamming into this area. So we're going to slam one right into 86.11. You can see how many days are closing and opening right around that area. So you want to have that down as well. 86.11 between the high and the low of the pre-market. If we were to continue on this downtrend, we're going to get some more levels down here. 83.66, another good one. You can see here the change in direction, a little bit of support happening there that now becomes resistance. All right, so you want to have that there because a lot of touches on that 83.66. AC 75 says volume so low today. It is. Volume is extremely low today. There's not a whole lot happening, which is okay. We just gotta warm up to this week. We had a blockbuster week last week, hitting. We had everything last week, right? We had SPY hitting all-time highs. What else, Peter? We had GameStop. We have meme stocks going insane. We had it all, right? It was just wild. AMD had a couple of really great days. So tech companies were roaring here like a kitty here. So it was pretty good. I had a really, really good day.
Well,
good
it
week.
lasted.
Yeah, it was where it lasted. So we'll see what this week brings in. Dow They also hit some 50,000, was it? I heard that as well on the Dow. So again, it's been insane. We have to be very happy with this type of volatility. All right, friends. Remember, after this, we're trading live. Today, we have Brian and Thor on the mic as our fearless leader continues to climb his 7 summits. So Thor will be joining us live today with Brian for the trade. So don't forget to stick around to see that today. Peter, anything else that we might have missed? It's pretty quiet today.
I think we got it covered. As you say, very quiet today. I don't know if that's because of the holiday in parts of the world. It makes the volume less, but it shouldn't really affect the U.S. markets too much. But it's we'll see. Hey, opening bell rings. It could very well just take off much faster. So let's get our fingers crossed, anyways, and hopefully we'll have a great day. Trade smart, everybody, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Roddy's asking, what is usually the minimum volume that we trade? It depends, but usually our scanners here, like for example, our scanners, we don't want to see anything under 200,000, right? So it's the filter here is 200,000, ATR about 50 cents, and we want to see at least a flow.
Honestly, for me, by about this time, if something's not trading at least 1 million shares, I wouldn't touch it at the open.
Yeah. Right. So everybody kind of has their different criteria. But yeah, it's right now, look, it's pretty light. Like right now, usually Tesla will be having what 2.5 million, and that's kind of normal for them at this time. 9:15, they have
Right.
733,000, right? So, but we'll get something. It just means we have to be more patient. That's all it means. I see Brian with his list out already. Speaking of Brian, I think I might go long Boeing because I think Brian just bought a 737 here, so we might actually have to add Boeing to our list. So there he is getting some kind of training, I guess. Brian, I'm not sure what you were doing there, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing. He was definitely training. He said it was a 737, getting some. I mean, I don't think he's trying to become a commercial pilot, but he said, he was just getting a
yeah,
refresher course. Yeah, it's a
very
simulator,
nice.
of course, but I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a true professional simulator, right? Like that's a full
yeah. It's
sim.
not the
So
one I have here with Windows Flight Simulator. That's a whole nother
yeah.
level. Um, so very, very nice there. And also another great, a lot of stuff happening this weekend. Mike's daughter, congratulations to Mike's daughter. This is Mike's daughter. She got a scholarship, right? That's what it was. I forget the message there, but congratulations to her. I know he puts in a lot of time traveling to the teams and all that. So sports scholarship for her. Congrats. She's been working on this for 5 years. So big accomplishment to her and the whole family. So congrats, Mike, and to your wife as well. Great job there. All right, friends, let's get to it. I mean, that's our list right now. Let's look at our moderators list, and then we'll head over to what is happening as far as live trading. So stick around for that. Let's see what our team is watching today so far. Let's start with our good buddy here, or our good mom, Susan, aka Trading Mom, Nvidia, Baba, Tesla. Secondary list, Apple and Mara. Mike will be looking at Nvidia, Tesla, MU, and Thor this morning. Tesla overall market there. So notice how light the team's list is, right? It's very, very fine tuned. There's not really a whole lot of stuff happening here. So again, Thor will be trading with Brian this morning, so stick around for that. Megan looking at Tesla up here, AMD, Nvidia, and Baba. Jared, Tesla, AMD, secondary list, GME, and FFIE. That's the one that's going insane today. With like it had 120,000 shares traded, something like that. It was wild. Avi, we're looking at the overall market. SPY and the Brian, Lee, AMD, Nvidia, and Tesla for him this morning. So there it is. And Peter, your list: AMD, Tesla, Lee, and the secondary list trading terminal scanners. Where is Andrew? You're asking. Andrew is on his way to. Is he there yet? When does he start his climb, Peter? Do you know?
Well,
Um,
I don't know. He was a little vague about the exact schedule,
yeah,
so I'm not sure. But yes, he's on his way. He said he was leaving this weekend,
yeah, yeah.
heading up to. He kept calling it Denali. Apparently, that's the climber's name for it. I didn't realize it's apparently the same mountain as Mount McKinley. So call it what you want.
Oh, I did not
But
know that either. So okay, there we go.
yeah.
Um, awesome. Paris coming in with Lee, MU, Tesla, Nvidia, and HIMS, and then Phil has Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, MU, and Apple this morning. So there you have it, friends. Um, okay, I think we are all set, and let's hop on here and wait for our good buddy Brian and Thor to hop on in, and then we'll switch over to them, and we'll be set and ready for this trading day. Um, awesome sauce. So yeah, so Brian, if you guys are ready, you can hop in. I'll switch over screens to you guys as soon as you are ready. Very, very quiet day. It's beautiful out this morning though, so that's exciting.
There you go. So
There it is, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Make sure we can hear you.
2016. Okay, so there you go.
What's
So
that?
this is why we were all confused because people kept asking me about it. So because I thought Mount
Mm-hmm.
McKinley was the tallest mountain in North America, and it is or was. Apparently, in 2016, on the 100th anniversary of the state park, Mount McKinley officially changed its name to Denali. So it's been Denali for 8 years now. But
Mm,
there you go. So Andrew has it right. It's
yeah,
just the same place. Change the name.
awesome. Good morning, Brian. How you doing? Can you hear us?
Doing well. How's everybody doing this morning?
Doing good, my friend. Doing good.
Good.
We'll get you all set up here. And yeah, and then Thor will be up next. So we'll leave you to it, guys. Have a great trading day. We'll be in the chat. Remember, live trading with Brian and Thor up next. Peter and I will be in the chat. Have a great trading day. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30.
You bet. Trade smart, everyone.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We are looking at a kind of a muted market this morning. Not much going on. It's kind of quiet, as everybody's been noting. Volumes down. I think it's a combination of, we're kind of at the end of earnings season. We do have some big earnings coming up this week, but it's kind of getting to the end here. So not a lot of news to trade on. We've certainly had a big rebound in the market after that bit of a pullback we had early in the month. And I think we're back at highs, and people wondering, where we're going from here. So that is probably where we're sitting right now. I am going to screw around here for a second. I will share my screen that I'm looking at. I'm just going through a Bookmap right now, which I use to try to figure out where things might be going at the open. See where there's some liquidity. Just give me one sec here. All right. Crap. Okay. So I'm looking at, this one stock right now that's, we don't normally play these low floats, but this GTBP is really taken off here. It kind of seems to be where a lot of the excitement is this morning. Love to see how it trades at the open. There is a big bid at 950, big ask at 950. So we'll see what happens here. We got 8 minutes left. Okay, guys, just a quick reminder. I wanted to mention something. There's a guy on Facebook right now who's impersonating Andrew. If you ever get asked to be a friend or to join a group, just know that we will never ask you for money to teach you how to trade through social media links. If you obviously you can sign up to BBT, become a member, get our the benefit of all our education. But none of us moderators will ever reach out to you and ask for direct money. And of course, if we ask for the money in Apple gift cards, then you know for sure it's fake. Yeah, Forex trader. It's something to do with somebody FX. If you do see that, we've reported them. I don't know how long it takes to take someone down like that. But it's unfortunate, and it happens.
Howdy.
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's the profit of profit? How was your weekend?
It was good. A little bit of yoga, just
Oh,
doing some spring stuff around the house. Catching up on some stuff on the weekend.
beautiful.
How about yourself? You said you were going to go to the beach. The beach.
Yeah,
Come
which I
on.
did actually. I had some
Nice.
fun. I think my camera like just froze, but whatever. Um, yeah, I had a really good weekend actually. Just went up and stayed up at the Margaritaville Hotel up in Jacksonville, and just hung out there for just for an evening, and just kind of hung out with the wife and just had some fun and relaxed
Nice.
a little bit, and then back home and did a little yard stuff. Kind of same thing, did a little yard stuff.
So yeah, I think I saw some of your pictures on
Yeah.
Facebook. Look like you guys are having a good time.
Yeah. For those of
Wasting
you,
away.
I'm actually friends with the Prophet of Profit on Facebook. That means I'm famous.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like fun. So what do you watch?
So there's not like a ton of stuff that's out there. I noticed there's actually some volume in precious metals today. SLV
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
GC, gold and silver, have been moving around quite a bit in the pre-market. So I kind of have an eye on those today. Last time SLV got this kind of volume in it the other day. It actually put in some really good moves. So I'm kind of looking over there. Tesla always has some volume, but it's been like a really kind of a difficult trader for me lately. So, but range wise, so many of our tech tickers and are all in pretty good. I've made it kind of more up into selling ranges. So I'm going to kind of keep an eye on the open and see if I can't, find something to kind of come together well for me. But I don't know if I have any just like ones that just jump out at me right out of the gate.
Yeah, there's nothing really that's standing out for me. So the Qs are kind of looking a little weak since about 8 o'clock, and same with the SPY. We're kind of trading at low of the pre-market anyway right now on both the SPY and the Qs. IWM is already in the red, small caps. So
Yeah, it's hard to argue too. We had both the ES and the NQ, which are SPY and Q futures. Both of those have had plenty of selling coming in, basically right since like 8:30. We kind of started selling. I think we have like 3 or 4 Feds speaking today. I think maybe
yes,
2 of them already started. So we'll see how that goes too. That always makes things a lot of fun when we've got Fed speakers, getting their Salt Bay on, sprinkling the market
yeah,
with news.
we do have. That's sort of one of the only real economic event that's happening today in terms of numbers coming out. We got these Fed speakers. Still got, according to the the CME Fed Watch tool, we've still got 62% chance that we're going to get a rate cut in September. So still the odds-on favorite for a month that we're going to see a rate cut. MU's kind of
That'll be
hanging up.
interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting
Wow.
to see how we go because futures are going to go into rollover soon for like ES and NQ. So it'll be interesting to see how all of this reacts. Just because people
Yeah.
normally don't like holding that much through rollover.
Lee is really selling off here. It's gone through another sort of level here. It's got some more levels down at 2220, 22. all the Chinese stocks looking like they're down today.
Interestingly enough, if the ES opens much lower than this, it's actually going to open in a breakdown range. So, because we basically kind of broke out from the level we're sitting at right now on Friday, or we closed at this level on Friday. So if we open much lower than this, we're going to be right back inside of Friday's range, and we could easily aggressive. And we sold from this area earlier last week. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens if we open in this price. We've had lots of selling in the pre-market as well, and we do have bid to the downside. 18,550 on the ES being a notable spot. ES does have lingering orders left to the top side, so we have some sellers that are still hopefully sitting in ES a little bit higher, but NQ doesn't seem to be too stoked right now.
Yeah. You often or sometimes will do trades in the morning pre-market. Have you done anything like that today? Or
I got one trade on from the pre-market, and it's actually on gold because I saw a lot of volume in that. Ding, 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 by the way, everybody.
All right, here we go.
And
Ding,
I bought
ding,
that
ding.
in the lows, but we're just holding that one. All right.
All right, here we go. Just wait to see here because I think we're obviously going to get a bit of volatility at the open. We're getting Lee selling off, short Lee. Ooh, got some covered there a bit and that drop.
Nice, good job.
Lee's on a short selling restriction now. See what it does here. It's coming back to my break even. I think it's got more downside. Let's see here. EMD is looking like it's getting ready to break out.
Still just kind of sitting back, waiting to see what the market's going to do here a little bit.
NVIDIA is looking like it's going to break out.
Oh, NVIDIA is interesting.
All right, here we go.
NVIDIA is in a little bit lower of a range today.
Come on, Lee, breakdown. Damn you.
Didn't get high enough. There it goes.
A lot of liquidity building to the downside on Lee, so I'm just looking to see if we can get one more flush here. It doesn't look like it's going to go.
I'm watching NVIDIA.
Ooh, Tesla's dropping. Yeah. Can long some AMD. It's getting spicy here.
Boom, look at this thing go. Jeez. Well, I didn't like that. Over blue. What else we got?
I'm out of
Here we go.
out of Lee. don't like the way Lee is coming back up here. Just selling, just sold some AMD. They're at 168.
Man, everything's really popping.
Yeah, look at yeah, Nvidia's popping. The only thing that's not popping is Tesla. Tesla's having a bit of a.
Ooh.
It's got a bit of a funk on.
It finally got down into a good spot.
Now Lee's going to sell off again. Damn you. Still sticking with some AMD. Tesla would have been a great short. Too late now. All right, we're into 5 minutes into the trading day. Qs have really popped. SPY has really popped, like you said, or like what Carlos was saying. You just never know what's going to happen
long
here.
Tesla.
Okay, cool.
Right off of S3.
Nice. Still long AMD. See if we can get to R4 here, which
Got a
would be
bit of a bid on this thing, so if it comes back down, I'll get out of it really fast. That was a really nice pop, and then it shot back down.
50.
Never mind, I cut it.
Oh my God! Look at Nvidia.
Break even. That's DOS.
Dang, Lee's going to 22.
Okay,
That was
go.
Really really nice rejection on the 9 EMA on Lee. I should have stuck with that one. Should have added to it actually, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Easy to look back and say that. Definitely looks like it's going to 22.
I took a couple shares short on AMD 2 days ago's high when it failed to get to R4. I'm actually running a fairly wide stop on this one above R4 just to give myself a little space.
In that case, I'm getting out of it.
See if we can get this one to work. I like the book on this one for a return back down to like 165.
Yeah, so I'm out of AMD because I think you're right. I think it really struggled there at once, sort of just over 168.
Actually, the problem I have here, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of not in the best spot with the market because the market's kind of coming back into a buying range. If we get much more rallying on this thing, the market could really go up on me. So I have to be careful with it. But I like the spot, but I could get squeezed on this one pretty easy.
Qs are still going. God.
Yeah. They re-tiered too. A lot of selling though.
All right. I'm just just kind of watching right now. I'm trying to see if there's something here to trade. Still kind of interested in Lee. Still looks like it might want to break down.
I really want to get some decent futures trades in a little bit, but I need the market to be higher for that. So I'm kind of not trying to do too much here while I'm going. I like this AMD idea, so we'll let that one hang. You can see I'm short here.
Oh, here we go. There's Lee. That failed. Damn. At 22. Knew it. Couldn't get a fill on it. I couldn't get a fill on a short, unfortunately. They didn't get any uptick to get a fill on, so unfortunately going without me now. Tesla's really dropping. God, it was hot on Friday. Tesla was on fire on Friday. I was starting to get worried. I was short some 182.50 calls. I was getting worried.
Yeah. Interesting.
Tesla's still got a big bid here at 174. So I'm going to squeeze back up here a bit. Might be worth taking a short on it.
I'm watching ES around like 53.30. Let's call it 53 like 36, which for those who like the SPY or the SPY equivalent, which it'd be like kind of looking for. Actually, SPY is pretty close to where I'm looking at as far as maybe a little higher.
Okay, I'm short. Got short Tesla at 175. See if it comes down here a little more. It's going to cover some here at 174.75. Just because it's kind of extended from some of these moving averages, so I still see some bids to the downside on Tesla, but Tesla has a way of ripping hard higher. Here we go. It's going to cover some more. 174.60. Big bid at 174.
Nice, Lenny. Got that push.
And what did Lenny get on AMD?
He got NVIDIA? Google. He got a nice little push on it.
Oh, nice. Nice. The Goog.
We got like SPY getting into an interesting spot here, so I'm just kind of watching my AMD. I got that trade in on AMD, and right now it's not really performing. We're just kind of stuck, so I'm just waiting to see. Still just holding it.
As I said, I'm going to stop out on this Tesla trade at 175. Gets back above my break even. Still maybe thinking there's some more downside here. Although it does seem to be trying to hold this level. There's definitely a buyer here at 174.50. They're starting to lighten up on their bids too, so well, AMD looks like it wants to go. I'm getting out of Tesla. Here we go. Just flat on the rest. Looks like it wants to squeeze higher now. Qs have squeezed back up. All right. Well, that was okay. I mean, it wasn't a big winner, but at least I got squeezed some money out of that one.
A little lunch money.
Little dinner, little Margaritaville money.
I like it. It was fun. It was a nice spot.
Yeah. Looked like you had a girl for each arm there.
You know, having a good time.
Yeah.
Not as fun as it looks, but
No.
it was a good time. It was one of my wife's friends were hanging with us, but it's not nearly as much of a party as it looks like.
Okay.
Hey, I'd claim it if I could.
Yeah. Oh well, you were looking like a baller there with.
I looked good. It looked good.
You
It really did.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, just looking at trying to figure out if there's another trade to be had here. The Qs are still strong. They're back at high of day. Looking like they're going to break out here. Nvidia is breaking out.
Yeah,
Nvidia's got lots of bids above here.
Well,
Nvidia options are going to be quite expensive this week, just because we are going into a earnings report. I believe it's about 9% move is what people are expecting. So it's people are looking for a big move on Nvidia. AMD kind of hit a wall there.
that was close. I'm still in. I'm my stop's over R4. So now it'd actually be a better entry. So I like what just happened. This is a really nice VPA signal for a potential reversal. So I'm actually pretty happy with that.
What are you looking for a reversal on? Damn you, Lee. God.
I'm short in AMD when it topped out earlier
Okay.
and came down. My stop's
Nice.
above R4. My target is going to be a movement down to S3, which will be, 5 or 6R.
Sweet. I think I'll join you. I'm going to join you on that short. Kind of like the way it topped out there. We are at the VWAP, which is could be an area where we could bounce.
We got more sellers coming to market too, closer to the price. Oh, Amanda, nice. That's 100 days there as well. All right, I'll take it. So we're under like R3 for the month. So we're in a selling range for the month on AMD. This is it's institutionally more likely to sell here. I can see on Bookmap that I have a lot of sellers that are all kind of tight to each other, but there's a lack of sellers above 170. So that would be difficult to traverse for them, and they're even leaning out at 172. So it seems like most of our selling is coming closer to the price. Our CVD, which is our cumulative volume delta, is negative by almost 250,000 shares. So we technically are selling, even though we went up in price. We're actually selling.
Nice.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I just covered some at 167. Just because my entry is probably not as good as yours, but
but your risk profile probably got you to profit faster.
Yeah. So, but that wasn't even with the late entry. That was a good one. All right, now we're making money.
It just took a second.
Mm-hmm.
There's R3 on ES and NQ and everything too.
Nice. Okay, I'm just covering some more here at 166.80. Beauty. All right.
Cool.
Man, did anyone stick with that short on Lee? That was quite the nice little sell-off on Lee. It's really extended now. Hector, one of our
Oh yeah.
computers online, nice.
Kind of gave a little bit of a rising devil, not like a real aggressive way. This one really sold, man. That LI one, that came out of the gate hot. All right, let's see what happens on old AMD here. We're going to come down to pre-market high right now, so we could bounce here because, in theory, we had to buy through this level, so we should have a buyer here. So I wouldn't be shocked if we bounced. Plus,
look at SPY is ripping.
Oh yeah, look at that, running right up here.
Yeah. Tesla had a nice bounce back to the VWAP, and now it's sold right back down to low of day.
My gold trade's still going.
Oh, nice. Angels on. Nice one you traded. You got that one too.
Look at the volume.
Nice. Who else? Oh, Mike got that one. Nice. That's awesome. Way to go, guys. Good trading on Lee. Good trading on Lee. Ghost as well got that one. Yeah, our members making money.
Making money.
Yeah.
I'm still holding AMD. The market's breaking out and AMD's still like putzing around, which kind of gives me some additional hope.
Yeah, I'm still holding that onto that too, because it seems like
it's selling while the rest of the market's being strong right now.
Yeah. Wow, look at this SPY just ripped. Yeah, everything's coming up roses. NVIDIA's going through, I think NVIDIA's going to hit 950.
Party.
Hard to trade these options on NVIDIA. They're so expensive. So I've been trading some of these, doing some options trades on NVIDIA instead of buying shares. But like this week, again, the options are really expensive. At the monies now are $43, $44, around $9.50. So a $90 move on a $950 stock is what they're pricing in. All right, AMD's working for us.
Still going.
Yeah, I love that. I love that setup. That was really nice. It tried to push to a new high, failed, and threw that really nice reversing doji.
I'm still holding. I haven't taken any off yet. I'm doing really good. I'm up about 3, almost a little around 2R on this right now. Not quite enough to get paid yet. So, unfortunately, that stinking wide stop I ran just really diluted me out as far as profit, like on the quick. But I'm targeting 162.50, back where it bottomed out yesterday, or sorry, Friday. So that's where I'm headed for, hopefully.
And that was your sweet spot too, right? I mean, that's where you were.
Yeah, that's exactly where we wanted this to happen. So it's a great spot.
Canadian markets are closed today. Forgot about that.
There's our 6.
All right, here we go. Here's NVIDIA going through 950.
Monster.
Yeah. Man, wow. Yeah, the queues are just literally blasting off here. We're going into...
This is kind of our spot here. We're going to have a moment of truth here in a second.
Untested territory on the indexes. New highs. The Dow, actually the IWM came up in green. The Dow is the one that's red now. Dropped down below that 40,000 level that everybody's been talking about. All right, Tesla's still looking weak. AMD, we're still looking for a bit of a break here. Give us a break.
Give us a break.
All right, if you're watching us out on YouTube, just be aware there is a delay, 10 seconds or so. So just be aware of that. Hope everybody out there is having a good morning.
Absolutely.
Where you can, it's fairly inexpensive to join us online and try us out for a week. Join us in the room.
For sure. We need this 50 SMA to get out of the way. Come on, AMD. Let's go. Yeah, appreciate everybody out there on the YouTube. Also, if you do the thumbs up and the likes and all that stuff. I've heard that Andrew's going to be doing some like wild like giveaways and stuff that are going to be coming up. Like he has some pretty crazy ideas. It's going to be pretty fun.
Hey, Amanda, if you're trading the triple leverage stuff, I mean, yeah, nothing wrong with that. The if you can tolerate the risk and the volatility that can happen with it, but it's a little harder to determine levels on the on triple leveraged or on some of these beta ETFs because there's stuff like rebalancing that happens every day. So that's why it's not good to hold these things for long periods of time, and unless they're moving, and then they're good to hold as long as they're moving in your direction. But rebalancing you slowly erode your the price that you pay just if the ETF isn't going anywhere. So it's better if you're looking for levels. It's better to trade. It's better to find something that's not a beta ETF, and then judge your entries and exit on the beta ETFs based on that.
The gold trade, here, I'll put it up real quick. I'm still holding it. I got in pre-market, but I trade futures a lot on my Ninja platform. But you can see here, we were down at S6 in the pre-market, and we had a real big volume spike to the downside and then held S6. So I bought that. So I just bought a couple contracts, but these are the full size, or sorry, these are micros. As well. So it's just a couple contracts, but it's good. You can see, with the movement, I'm already up 100 and potentially 120. I'm going to try and go for R4 on these throughout the course of the day. So hopefully I'll make around 700 on it by the time I'm done. So risk probably like around 100 and something, like maybe like 120, 130 or something on the position. Which I'm going to apparently need because AMD's not being very nice to me right now.
It's kind of squeezing back up here.
I'm actually at break even on AMD. If it comes back up to 167.6, my average cost, you can see with my arrow, if it comes back, I'll get out of it, and hopefully it'll get a little closer and I can get a better RVR for a better trade. This is the only downside sometimes to having the wide. It's nice having the wide stop because it lets you observe the price a little bit slower, but the downside to the wide stop is it takes quite a lot longer to get to your profit. So you have to be okay with holding, maybe being a little bored at times, but it'll work out.
Yeah, I'm in at 167.30. So my entry isn't as good as yours. But we still
I really like that little. We just went back to VWAP and basically on the 1 minute, but it did a little isolated pivot there right off of VWAP. So that was pretty cool. If we can move lower than this, I'm just going to start feeling better about this.
Yeah, we've got a bid at 166 and then 165. Just people, a lot of people, novice traders would think that, there's bids there, so that means there must be buyers, and it's probably going to go up because there's all these buyers. But in actuality, seeing these pools of liquidity here is actually a bearish sign, because that's where people think are putting their orders in, because that's where they think the stock price is going to go. So it's kind of counterintuitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Thor is obviously a master at reading these charts. Been doing it for quite a while. Here we go.
And I definitely have a very counterintuitive trading nature.
You do. You like those reversals, the S3 to the R3s to S3s.
I found in the grand scheme of, if you think about participation kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again until it doesn't, I found a lot. Yeah. I found I was better at reading the over and over and over again than I was at reading the until it doesn't, which makes me I'm a horrible momentum trader. And I found that through very, very rigorous testing. That I'm not a great momentum trader, but mostly because it takes the ability to really read when a ticker's doing something it hasn't done something before and be able to play that, where I'm much more advantaged in just saying, hey, this is what it did last time. This is what I expected to do this time. And as long as it does it, we do pretty good. So do I take losses? Yeah, at least a quarter of the time. But, for the most part, we do all right with these.
So I just covered some more when we dropped below 166 there. Perfect. Awesome.
I've already got orders out down near 162.50. I may take a little off. I'm at 2R now, or just about, so I could technically start taking profit now. But I really like how when the market pushed, AMD didn't. So I think if the market actually starts to sell here, AMD maybe has more downside to it. During this entire push, AMD actually was selling. The CVE was higher to the sell side. So that also kind of gives it almost a distributionary feel. 160 has a really big buyer down here. Tons of sellers crowded into the price. I like it. I think we could definitely do that.
Yeah, this is something that that's helpful too. Is look for these these anomalies, if you want to call them that. You've got the market moving up, especially the Qs, the technology sector, and you've got AMD moving the opposite direction, which speaks volumes to where the buyers' heads are at on AMD. They're not going with the market on this one. The same 100%. With Tesla.
Cool. Well, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go ahead and take off. So I know maybe we'll have one of the other guys come on. Throughout the week, I think you're going to have lots of people coming to party with you, Brian, trading the open with you. And then I know I'm back on towards the end of next week or something because of that fun schedule. So
for sure.
Hopefully you'll have some fun with those guys. Otherwise, I'll be in the room and supporting. But I hope everyone had a great time this morning. YouTube people, throw us a like, give us some love. Appreciate you. Hope everyone has a great one.
Yeah. Always great to trade with Thor. Always making money.
That's right. Always making money with the profit of profit.
Yeah.
Peace.
Right on. See you later. Thor will be on a little bit later. All right. Some of these had some other movers here that have actually been pretty good. We've got Reddit really sold off. Microsoft took a rip at the open after going into the red in the pre-market. All right. See what some of our traders are saying here. It's the other thing that the great thing about this is, this community. There's always lots of. If you can't find something, you can always look to the chat to see what else is what other people are trading and see if there's an opportunity as well. What was my short entry on Lee? It was I was looking at it when it was going to break 22. I could tell it was going to continue to break down. So I was excuse me. I was trying to get in at 22. So around 22.10, 22.15. And right at that time, it literally just flushed. It was nothing but sellers hitting the bid. And unless you get some buyers stepping in to hit the ask and fill people that want to be short, I didn't get a fill. So I was I was one of those people waiting on the ask to get filled. And like I said, it just, as soon as I tried to get back in short, it just flushed. short selling restriction, basically, it doesn't mean you can't short. It just means that you can only get filled on a uptick or a hit on the hit on the ask. Snow. If you read my books, my swing trade book, my options book, both they're called How to Swing Trade and How to Trade Options. My thoughts on trading into earnings. I don't really like it. I feel like it's a gamble. You're kind of making a bet as to not just how the earnings are going to, be reported. You're also making a bet on how the market's going to take those numbers. You can come up with some great numbers, and then all the CEO or CFO has to give poor guidance, and and then even if you knew the numbers going into earnings, some poor guidance can really drag a stock down. If a stock's run up a lot, like Nvidia's been on a real tear. Who knows what how the markets, they could come out and have some pretty good earnings, but it might be a sell the news event, and it might end up selling off. Now, if it does sell off, probably there'll be a lot of buyers waiting in the wings to get back in, or to get in if they haven't been on already. So as far as snow goes, let's see, what is the, I'm not sure what the stock even looks like. Wow. So it took a big punt by the looks of it last earnings report, end of February. Took a huge drop, went from 230 to under 200, 190, 180. Well, AMD is going to keep going down here. Excuse me. Snow has kind of put in a bit of an inverse head and shoulders on a daily chart. So it's kind of been finding a bottom since middle of March, or at least middle of April, really put in that sort of inverted head. And then it came back up. And now we're kind of at the neckline on snow for this head and shoulders pattern. If they can come out with some decent earnings and guidance, it could make a move. But it's again, you just like I said, there's certainly it's not like Nvidia where it's where it's had this big run up into the report. So I think if they come out with some decent guidance and some decent numbers, it could actually move up. And there's a lot of lack of liquidity here. There's between sort of 170 and 180. There isn't a lot of buying and selling in that area. Let's take a look at what the expectation is for a move on snow. So we're trading at 164-ish. So if I go 165 on the puts and calls, we're looking at roughly $8.50 either way. So we're looking at a $16 move. So about a 10%, roughly 10% move either way.
Hey, Brian. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. Actually turned out to be a really good day. I mean, I thought it was going to be, it's been slow, right? Slower than usual, but we got some good moves. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we have had some good moves. Let's just been talking about snow. Snow is the other one that's reporting after earnings here, or after Wednesday, along with Nvidia. Obviously, Nvidia is going to be the main event.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm
All
looking
right, let
forward to
me
that.
just.
I want to see if they're actually going to report good numbers. They've been crushing their last few a couple of earnings. Can they continue on this trend, man? It's been wild. So let's see.
All right, I'm just going to share. Hopefully, you can see this other screen.
Yeah, I switched over. We can see it.
Okay, so we're just looking at snow here. This is on Trading Terminal. Just thought I'd throw this up here because I was kind of talking, wasn't really showing what I was talking about here. So I thought we'll just take a look at this. You can see you can see how we had this big drop. This was the last earnings report, a pretty big, massive drop from this 230 level down to 190, and then we sold off some more. So you can kind of see here. Just see if I can get. I'm going to get rid of these Bollinger Bands. So you can kind of see this inverted head and shoulders pattern. You had this drop. Here's your head here, back up to your shoulders here, and so we're trading around just under 165. And this is kind of what they call, on a head and shoulders pattern, this is kind of the neckline. Call this the neckline. So if we can move above here, you can see how there's a lot of volume has been traded in this area here, which means there's not a lot of people that are kind of stuck buying in these levels. You have to think of how people up here feel. All these people that have bought at these higher prices, a lot of them have obviously gotten out, but there's probably still some people up here that are stuck in this trade, and they're just waiting to be made whole, which makes it difficult to move through these areas. But when you get these little pockets here where there's not a lot of buying and selling, you tend to move through those levels a little bit easier. So. And then you'll get up here where people are just waiting to get out, and just at the very least get out, break even on the trade. And there's a level here you can see on snow. We had a bit of a gap here. Came back, retested this breakout twice, and then went up. So this is an area here where sort of 180 through 180, 182. Could be an area where we'd see some resistance on if it did sort of pop up after earnings. Yeah, here's URA. This is I'm in this long right now for a swing trade. This is a uranium ETF. Everybody's talking about uranium right now. I think this could be good for a longer term run, just because clean energy is, and all this talk about need for energy for all these AI, all these data centers that are going to be processing AI. So it's I think energy's going to be a good commodity to be in, and we need something to clean energy, and that's where people are starting. For many years, uranium was never it was just a bad word with 3 Mile Island, and then Fukushima didn't help things out at all. So, but I think some of these small reactors are probably a good opportunity for a nice for a longer term trade here. Q's SPY, we're still just hanging at high of day here.
Yeah. Strong move this morning. I'm still in Apple, man. Apple is just treating us well today. So that's been a heck of a run from the previous day close. So red to green move, and it's jamming. Oh, we lost your screen.
Yeah, I'm just flipping back to this to Bookmap here. Just show what I'm looking at. MU was I've had trouble trading MU, but I did notice this morning that MU was, and I see John mentioning MU here. I did notice MU was up quite a bit in the pre-market.
Yeah, they got upgrade from Morgan Stanley, someone mentioned. So I think that's
right?
what kind of moved it. Yeah.
So I'm still hanging with a bit of AMD here. I'm still, this is turning into a longer term trade, still short. So you're in Apple?
Yeah, I'm in Apple. Taking a couple of partials already. Let me see if I could show this screen without killing everything here.
Apple's had a nice move. Wow.
Yeah. Apple's been pretty nice. So, if you could see it there, that's my trade. So got in right around the previous day close, and it's just the volume. Volume's been so light, but it's still moving. It's still cranking slowly. So it's been pretty good. Still got some left in it. We'll see where it ends up, but yeah, it's been really, really nice. So Tesla too. Tesla had a nice drop if you caught that early. You can see that here as well. So it started off as a slow day, but it's been pretty good though. Can't complain. What we've been getting lately. Let me refresh here. I lost your screen for some reason. I'm going to refresh.
Am I on still or?
Yeah, I think your screen. Yeah, you're on with me. Yeah, I'm just going to refresh your screen because it's not showing it. So I'm going to try to see if it's on my end.
Can see no screen. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's how about Brian's? Brian's screen dark, guys, over there? Oh, so there is something. Yeah, so check your screen, Peter. There is something there. I'm sorry, Brian. There is something there.
Yeah, let me figure this out here. Gotcha. Lee still looks like it wants to leak lower here.
Lee, let's take a look at Lee here.
Let me try to share this again.
I thought I had Lee on my list. Why didn't? Oh, I had the watch list scrolled up. That's why I missed it. Because I know it was the first one on my list, but I had it scrolled up, so I didn't see it. I mean, I don't know if I would have traded anyways, but yeah, there it is.
Okay, how does that? Is it sharing now?
On our chat room, I still don't see it. It's still black.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's okay. We'll be on. You might have to restart, but we'll be on for another 8 minutes here in our YouTube chat. I'll just keep my screen on. I'll bring mine in over to the chat room as well.
Okay.
And we'll do that for now, and then you might have to restart your whole machine. So
yeah, I was just thinking I'd have to just do a complete restart. But if we're only on for 7 more minutes or 8 more minutes, all right. Carlos, looking good, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Gaming chair.
The gaming chair is getting some wear and tear, man. It's starting to like ripple over the place. I had it for 4 or 5 years already, so I think it's paid its dues. But I know they're so comfortable, man. I at first I thought people are overreacting with these gaming chairs, but no, they're really, really comfortable. So yeah, let me bring you in here so we can see you as well. do some live shuffling of cameras here. We'll bring in our good buddy Brian right in here. There we go.
All right.
Awesome. All right, guys, over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, man, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. We're trading live every single day now into 10:30. And the plan is, I mean, Andrew has said it, so it's nothing new. You guys heard it, is to, go on even a little further into probably noon. So, but he's got still support from you guys, right? I think Andrew really appreciate that. So definitely hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. We really appreciate it. So it's going to help a lot. Tons of giveaways coming back. When he gets back, we got, tons of stuff that's happening. So to give back to the trading community. So that's exciting as well, man. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we already gave away one laptop.
Yeah, we already gave one laptop, and we're gonna be giving one every week. But I think we have to wait for him to get back and kind of set it up. So once he gets back, we'll resume that one laptop a week, guys. So definitely stay tuned.
Yeah.
Are you in anything, Brian, right now?
No, yeah, I'm just in AMD. I'm still I'm looking for PDC on this one. I think it's got a good chance of going to PDC. PDC is around 164.40. And we're just testing low of day right now. Actually, I think I'm just going to take a little bit more off here, 164.96.
And which is this one on? AMD?
AMD.
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
got in with
Nice.
Thor. This was Thor's famous reversal trade.
Yeah.
On this one, it's R4 to S4. So he's thinking 160. I think he was thinking maybe down to S3, which is around 162 maybe.
Yeah.
Friday's low is 162.40, that area. So I'm just hoping that we can lose another sort of 35 cents here. And
that is beautiful. Monster move there, man.
Yeah, it's just been ever since it did that reversal with that doji candle right at 9:44. And I use a 2-minute chart, so through a nice reversing doji candle right on that double top. You can call it a double top too.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just it's been just a slow grind lower.
It's so funny though. If you look at Nvidia is actually up 2.5 and trying to hold here. So they're in a different. Just tells you how strong this stock is, man. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. We're getting a bit of a bid sort of building here at 164.50. And we're about 25 cents away now from PDC.
Yeah.
PDC, as Jared, one of our mods in the room, likes to call it, king of all traders or king of all levels. It's why it's quite often where you'll see a stock react, whether on EMD, in this case, it'll probably bounce here, getting down to an area where it'll probably bounce from.
Yeah, you definitely should see an increase in volume too when we start getting to those major levels, right?
Yep. Yeah, and as a member, you can. Jared did a whole session on PDC, trading around the PDC. So as a member, you get an opportunity to check that out as well. Yeah, all those training webinars are in a big library that you can access at any time. I think that was one of the questions that was in the room before the open. All these webinars we do, they're all recorded and they're all available 24/7.
I'm gonna take some more off here on Apple because again we had such a good run. The fun might be over on this thing, but it's been it's been nice. This is a real nice move here.
Yeah, I had a nice trade on Apple last week. I was short. I was trading options. I was short the 182.50s,
Hmm.
just because it looked like it had some good gas to keep going.
Yeah, yeah,
And might have been the 180s. I have to think back now. But it looked like 180 was a level. If you go back, look at January, February, 180 was a level that kind of held quite a bit until we broke down, and then 180 was
mm,
an area we tested on May the 6th, and came
yeah,
back up off it. So I think it was the May 180s that I was short the puts. So they expired worthless on last Friday. But Apple's really had a nice comeback here. Starting their the one thing you say about Apple is they're not great innovators. I mean, they've
hmm,
innovated some stuff, but they tend to like to copy stuff too. Like if you think of the old MP3 players, if you ever around then, all these
yeah, yeah.
companies came up with these little music players. I think what was Microsoft's? Microsoft had one, didn't they? What was it
There were
called?
so many.
Yeah,
Nuke, Zune. Ah, Tainer, I was very close. Zune, which I had one of those. It was really nice.
yeah,
I liked it. I
great
loved
as
it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I had
So
one of
many
those.
people had these what they called MP3 players, which is just basically a little memory stick where you loaded all your songs and had a jack you could play them. But
Yeah,
and then Apple came out with their iPod. I think it was called the iPod, wasn't it?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think that was the original name iPod. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember having an iPod.
yeah. I had a Zune. I had a Microsoft Zune, and that thing
Yeah,
was solid,
yeah,
like a little black deck of cards, and it was awesome,
yeah.
man. It was really good. Oh man, Apple is just rocking. We're going higher.
Oh yeah, no, look at
We're
Apple.
going
Apple is
higher.
on fire. This 195 level on Apple looks actually doable this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, zoom in on this. Let's take a look at Apple and see what it looks like here. It's another trade I was going to do this week. I was going to sell some more. I was going to sell some more puts on this, but it's had such a nice run up today. So
Yeah.
take a look. I think we can. I think it's 7:30 now, Carlos.
Oh yeah, 10:30. Yeah, let's do it. If not, we'll keep talking all day here. Friends over on YouTube,
Yeah,
thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Remember, hit that thumbs up. We're sitting at 310 likes. Please slam that. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you again tomorrow at 8:30 for the pre-market prep. So take care, guys. Have an amazing trading
yeah.
day. We'll see
See
you.
you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Hope it was a good one.